Up, oh, up. Yes. Yes, we in this thing today. Barbershop Sports Politics. We in here. We got our Lakers season preview. Uh, so, this is for the 2018, 2019 season. This is your host, Young Lion the Leader. I'm joined right now with Smoke Cliff. He in the house. What say was up?
What's happening, everybody?
Okay. So we're gonna get into our Lakers preview. Okay. Let's see. What we're gonna talk about first is the Lakers' advantages. The advantages the Lakers have. The first one we're going to talk about is their size. They actually have a great size for what's going on now in basketball. They have the potential of starting lineup with basically every person in the starting lineup having a 7-foot wingspan. That's if they decide to start Alonzo Ball, which also has a 7-foot wingspan, and you have Kyle Kuzma has a 7-foot wingspan. Ingram is about 7'6" wingspan. You have LeBron has a 7-foot wingspan, and also JaVale McGee. So we have a lot of size that we have as far as team. Anything you want to say about, I guess, the size that's all right. The next advantage they have is that, I guess, their athleticism. This is probably the most athletic team that LeBron James has ever played on. That is actually, yeah, is actually, which is surprising to look at. It's probably close with probably one of those Miami Heat teams that he had. So, pretty good athleticism. And then I guess LeBron is bringing the star power. That was pretty much all the Lakers were missing last year. They lost, I think the only team that lost more close games were the Dallas Mavericks. So we had double-digit, less than 5-point game losses last year, and pretty much really didn't get blown out very much at all last year. So they competed all year long, and that was just with the young guys, without any of the actual veterans that they have now added in. So we got a nice little mix of veterans now also mixed in there with the Rondo, which brings some star power himself. Whether we don't like it or not, whether you like JaVale McGee or not, he actually brings the star power. He gets the crowd hype. They actually have a little bit. And then the last advantage that I think they have this year is the tempo that they're going to play at. The tempo that they play at is definitely going to be something that really they will probably play the fastest pace in the league. I don't think there's any doubt of actually who actually probably will play. Well, maybe, I guess, because you have some young teams like Denver that have always played very fast, but I think you'll add that fast pace along with the fact that you got, probably, you have three guys in Rondo, Alonzo, and LeBron that all three of them are top 100 in, I guess, the assist to turnover. And that's actually pretty good, to have three guys like that. That's one of the things that you have with Golden State, too, with, Andre Iguodala ranks pretty high in assist to turnover ratio. Draymond Green ranks pretty high in assist to turnover ratio. those are two actually carrying that team. They are the two most sure-handed players on that team. And then you still have Curry, which, turnovers is kind of his thing. So his assist to turnover may not be as great, because first he's asking to shoot a lot more than actually assist the ball, even though he does come up with assists. All right. So, but yeah, that's the tempo for the Lakers. The Lakers have, I guess a pretty good advantage of that. All right. Smoke, do you have any things you want to add in as far as Lakers advantages?
Man, I think the biggest advantage they got is LeBron playing off the ball with a person that can facilitate the offense as good or better than he can. So I think an advantage for them is how efficient they'll be in the season.
All right. So let's go. So now we would look at the Lakers' disadvantages this year. I came up with two myself. The youth is an advantage. The youth is always a disadvantage because it's just the unknown. It's not necessarily that players cannot contribute at a young age. It's just you're not sure if they are at a or if they're ready for it, because there's a lot that comes with being in the spotlight constantly. Does the spotlight, the fact that everybody knows you, make you want to go out and kick it more, or does it make you want to, work on your game more because you want more of it in that manner, or so some people, the spotlight will actually change them, and sometimes for the good, sometimes for the better. But one thing it is we gonna see with the season coming up, pressure make diamonds, as they say, man. But we can't act like youth cannot contribute to championship teams, because we saw basically Kawhi, probably what is in his second season, a third season, win a title. We saw Sam Cassell won a title in his rookie season. We got Magic that won a title in his rookie season. So it is not necessarily that in a disadvantage, but it's just that you're defying the odds, because most rookies are not really ready to be day in and day out contributors, and consistency. That's mostly what you miss with rookies. Like, you get one thing one day and the next day you get something else, and that's hard to plan around when you're in the playoffs. That's what Golden State is so good, which Golden State is the flag bearer, the standard bearer. So you'll probably hear comparisons to Golden State throughout, because every team,
that's the bar.
That's the bar. That's what everyone's trying to reach to. So yes. So yeah, you can. Youth is in disadvantage, but mostly in the unknown category. But by the end of the season, you'll know where everybody stands. The next thing I think is our disadvantage is our backup center. I am concerned about that, the backup center position. Just in those instances where we actually need a big body center in the backup position. Against a lot of these teams that play small, Houston, Golden State, until they get Boogie Cousins back. I don't really fear Portland. Their center as far as really, really banging. So they can when they play teams like the Dallas Mavericks or the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert. You have obviously when Boogie Cousins gets back with the Golden State Warriors. That you're going to have a problem where you need to address that backup center position. And that is the only thing. I am actually high up on Wagner, but I do understand that the most thing that big men have a problem with is really staying healthy. It's a different level of physicality in the NBA than it is in college. And so, I actually believe in Wagner, and if this was Wagner's third year, I would have no problem. But with it being Wagner's first year, and he already shown signs of being hurt early in the preseason, that is that's a problem, with him being the only other 7-footer. You got any other thing?
Is that a red flag for you, brother?
It's a red flag. Yeah, you're gonna have to make sure that you address those things. So let's see. Those are this. So these are my predictions on the awards that the Lakers will win this year. Actually, I believe the Lakers will actually have a fairly star-studded year as far as the awards, because they have several people that are just really strategically placed in well positions to actually compete for these awards. The first award that I thought is Coach of the Year. Everybody's saying the Lakers will be out of the playoffs. They're just not a playoff team. It's a band of misfits. They crazy. This, that. So anything, if Luke Walton gets his team, in the playoffs, let alone get them up into, a top 4 seed where they have home court advantage in the first round, he's going to be a very, very high candidate for Coach of the Year. Because, all summer you've been talking about this is going to be one of the hardest teams to coach. That has been the mantra of the media, of talking about how hard this team is going to be coached. Rondo gets into it with the coaches, Lance Stevenson crazy. JaVale McGee is, Shaqtin' the Fool, you know what I'm saying, Hall of Famer. You got yeah, I mean, these are things that you might, want. So basically, if and then, there's also the narrative that's really mostly only by Skip Bayless, that LeBron is hard to coach. So Skip Bayless, thank you for that extra boost. I'm sure that Luke Walton is going to thank you for boosting him up for Coach of the Year. My man is. But I think it's not that difficult to coach the best player in the league. I think.
I was just about to say, how many times have you ever heard Magic Johnson mention or bring up Pat Riley when he's talking about them championship teams? Yeah. Like, he never brings up Pat Riley. You know why? Because Magic Johnson didn't need to be coached. Magic Johnson knew what he needed to do. He just needed exactly what he needed. That experience. Everybody don't need to be coached up.
So now that is the Coach of the Year. So I have Luke Walton in the running for Coach of the Year. Let's the next thing we have, obviously, LeBron James for MVP. I just think that this year, the scoring stat, it seems to be one of the most telling of who they're going to go with. I think even along with winning, a lot of LeBron's problems with winning is because he's not going to get credit for winning in the Eastern Conference. He won 60 games in the Eastern Conference when he was in his third year or something like that. And so he has had a dominance over their conference, and whatever he did over there, everybody just expected it to happen. You know what I'm saying? The added of coming to the Western Conference, as if though the truth of the matter is that it wasn't only like 2 teams or 2 people that even give him problems, and it just so happens that those 2 people joined up to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. Other than that, you show me somebody else that has had any type of luck in head-to-head matchups with LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? So I just, some of this stuff I don't believe. So I think he'll probably average, 32, 33, probably shoot 55% from the field. 7 assists. Let's get this on wax. I'm betting on 7 assists. I got a bet with Smoke Cliff on 7 assists. He don't think LeBron gonna get 7 assists this year. This is easy money right here. All day long.
You sure right, brother. Very, very easy money.
That's easy money. think that people don't realize how many
Anybody else want to make that bet that's listening, y'all welcome to make that bet too.
Yeah, y'all make that bet on, but I probably would bet on LeBron getting over 7 assists, considering he has probably averaged over 7 assists in the preseason, and he's only played like 12 minutes. He's going to get 7 assists, but that's neither here nor there. Let's keep it pushing on to the next award. That's a no-brainer. LeBron James, MVP, and sixth man of the year. We have Kyle Kuzma that is going to give his best bid for sixth man of the year. I think he has a very good shot at that. Coming off the bench, averaging anywhere between 15 that's pretty much 15 to 20 points off the bench is usually about what it takes to get sixth man of the year. He'll probably also average about 5-6 rebounds, 2 or 3 assists, if he halfway stands up to some of these matchups that they're going to put him in, and plays a little bit of defense, that would definitely help too. You got anything you want to say about Kyle Kuzma, the sixth man of the year?
Oh, I really never thought about Kyle Kuzma. That's a good pick for six man. But I'm going to have to go with, all right, I'll go with three. And these are my three. And since Melo's a six man now, I'm going to have to put Melo in there. So I'm going to go Melo for six man. I'm going to go, of course, King James.
This is just as far as the awards that you see on the Lakers. What awards do you see the Lakers? Do you have any awards that you can see, or anyone else on the Lakers team that you think might have a chance at six man of the year?
I think Brandon Ingram could get most improved player. If he's the second best player on the Lakers this year.
You know what?
Say that again.
I did not even have that in my thing, but that is a great thing. Brandon Ingram. I actually had Brandon Ingram down as the second All-Star. That's what I was giving him. So that might actually also get him an award for most improved. So that's pretty good. I mean, that was pretty good. I didn't even think about that. So I had my next slide, I guess, was Ingram's first All-Star appearance. I thought he would get his first All-Star appearance, but also he is actually going to be a very good candidate for most improved player of the year. So that also should. That was a very good pickup, Smoke Cliff. That's why you're here.
Judge.
That is the awards that I think we're going to have for the Lakers 2018-2019 season. And the last bold prediction is that the Lakers will have 3 All-Stars this year. I'm not going to pick the third All-Star. I'm not quite sure who it'll be, but I probably will go for whoever wins the battle between Rondo and Alonzo at the point guard position. Will probably be the third All-Star. This is only because I know I've been a Lakers fan my whole life, and I know that there's a extra cachet that comes when you're with the Lakers as far as people voting for you to get into those type of positions. So they have an advantage. Alonzo almost had enough votes last year to be in the All-Star game. So with them actually winning this year, putting up any type of numbers, they have a very good shot. So I'm saying that there probably will be 3 All-Stars with the Lakers. So when they said LeBron went to a team with no All-Stars, by the end of this season, he'll have 2 beside him.
And those two, who? Lonzo and who else?
I said Ingram for sure. Ingram for sure is going to be the one that makes the All-Star team. I think that's almost it's pretty. I think that's going to be pretty easy for Ingram to make it. He's going to put up numbers that rival anyone at his position, and he's also going to win alongside LeBron in LA. All of those factors give you a lot of votes in LA. Because those people, just think about this. So those people that vote for LeBron, those that are pulling for LeBron are likely to, which he'll have the most votes again for All-Star team, will likely also throw a vote in there, here or there for the other people on the Lakers squad, and it's just kind of how it normally goes. You'll watch this. I'll tell you to watch this. When it comes down to the voting, Kevin Love, if the Kevin Love might have a hard time getting in the All-Star team. A lot of that, that you have guys like that on your team, and also with the franchise. So, but if you have other good players on your team, they kind of help you get votes because people come there. I'm a Cleveland Cavalier fan. I'm a LeBron James / Cleveland Cavalier fan. I vote for LeBron. I give Kevin Love a vote. I don't want to see, you know what I'm saying? So those kind of things also. So let's see. That is the awards that I think they're going to have. We already did that. So basically, the Lakers actually, if they are a top 3 seed, have a chance of almost sweeping the awards this year. I wouldn't predict. I just can kind of see this wave coming, man. I want to be ahead of the curve when people don't want to, so they can recognize that I said it beforehand. Profit in this thing, kind of this basketball thing, but it's more than prophecy. This shit is just, a learned skill. All right, so that's our final prediction. Our final prediction for the Lakers. My final prediction for it is I predicting that the Lakers will finish 55-27 and finish somewhere between third or higher in the West. 55-27, third or higher in the West. Smoke Cliff, what are your predictions on win total value and positioning of the Lakers in the upcoming season? Cliff, Smoke Cliff. All right. So, that is, I guess, our final prediction. We out. Smoke Cliff not in there. We out of this thing. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We want you to click to subscribe to our channel. And we